Leftover thunderstorms rumbling across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Up next, I at least have a little bit of good news.
A sad day at a southern Kentucky school where they're mourning a longtime crossing guard and custodian who died unexpectedly. How he's being remembered now at 4. And a Lexington woman gets a scary wake-up when a car crashes into her home, and the driver didn't stick around to help. The latest on the search for 2 juveniles.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. We are not done with the storms just yet. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, which is dry right now with temperatures in the mid-70s, but some places are seeing rain. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what's on the First Alert Defender, and Chris, some places in Lexington are seeing rain.
Yeah, east side of town, about 15-20 minutes or so ago, Jennifer, the skies started to open up with a small little thunderstorm. The storms that are out there today, far cry from what we've been talking about over the past few days. Very few and far between. That's a good thing for folks who are out and about on a Thursday evening. We see those showers and storms now beginning to lose a little steam on your Defender radar network across parts of central Kentucky especially. Get into the Lexington area. Notice now most of the action is right on top of Bourbon County over into parts of Clark County. Defender radar network up close and personal on this little storm that is on top of the Winchester area. That's a live look from on top of the station now. As you can see that little storm pulling away from the Winchester area down the Mountain Parkway. We continue to pick up on at least a little bit of raindrop action here into the Richmond area around Moorhead. Thunder and lightning coming from the skies over the past little bit. One small little shower right on top of Somerset in Pulaski County. These storms are not considered to be strong or even severe, not even close to that right now. Area of low pressure zipping its way across the Ohio Valley. That future radar showing the drying trend that sets in as the evening wears on. We will see much better weather blowing in for your Friday. And Jennifer, when I come back in a few minutes, I'm going to show you why you should soak it up. The hour-by-hour forecast for storms for the weekend in 15 minutes.
A southern Kentucky school is remembering a grandfather who worked there as a crossing guard for more than 2 decades. State police say a truck hit 69-year-old Doyle Patterson yesterday afternoon in the parking lot of Southwestern High School in Somerset. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Pulaski County, where Patterson is being remembered for his love of his work and his family. It's our top story at 4.
Kentucky State Police, who investigated the collision, say at this point they believe this was simply just a tragic accident. The 69-year-old man was directing traffic when there was a collision. A truck hit him. That truck, they say, was driven by a 62-year-old man. Now, Patterson had worked at Southwestern High School for 22 years, starting as a custodian when the school opened in 1994. He also worked as a crossing guard. State police were called to investigate, but they say they do not believe that alcohol or drugs played any role. Relatives say Patterson was always smiling and friendly. He was a husband, married for 48 years, and was a loving father and grandfather. They say that he was a devout Christian and attended church regularly. Grief counselors were busy at Southwestern Thursday, where Patterson was loved and respected by many of the students and staff.
He's always a very positive individual and always had kind words to say about everyone.
I'm also told that Patterson was preparing to retire. Pulaski Funeral Home is handling the funeral arrangements. We're going to have a lot more on his life, how he was being remembered, coming up at 5 o'clock. But for now, in Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police tell us they do not expect to file any charges in the accident. Nicholasville police are looking for 2 men behind a violent robbery at a Dairy Queen. It happened just after 10 last night on Main Street. Police say one of the 2 masked men hit an employee in the head with a gun before stealing cash and 2 cell phones. We'll show you the surveillance video of the robbery on WKYT News at 6. The search is over for a Central Kentucky mother and her 2 children who went missing earlier this week. 76-year-old Sandra Webster and her 2 adult children with special needs disappeared from Berea Monday. A police officer found all 3 of them along US 27 in McCreary County this morning, not long after they'd been spotted in Somerset. It's been a tense few days for family members.
This morning was my fall apart time, and then I got the call on the sightings that sound really, really promising.
Sandra Webster went to the hospital to be checked out. Police waited with her son and daughter until family members could pick them up. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. Lexington police are looking for two teenagers who they think were out for a joyride when they crashed into a house.
Well, I was in my bedroom and I heard a big crash. And I went in my kitchen and the refrigerator was in the middle of the floor.
Monty LaFrana says firefighters worked for a couple of hours to stabilize her home on Weber Way off Clays Mill Road. She was allowed to stay there. No one was hurt in that crash. Police think slick roads may have caused the young driver to crash. Coming up at 4:30, hear how a neighbor's gesture made the rough morning wake-up call a little better. This time of year, people are starting to enjoy being outside more. Activities from cookouts to even the Kentucky Derby. In Lexington, the health department is waiting to see if the Zika virus shows up here. Warm temperatures bring mosquitoes, and this year there's even more of a concern over the insects than normal. Health officials are starting the fight right now with an aggressive plan to reduce the mosquito population. We'll have the details coming up on WKYT News at 5. Governor Bevin has vetoed more than 24 items from the state's two-year budget bill. The governor's vetoes mean some Kentucky high school graduates will have to wait until 2017 for free community college tuition. Reaction from House Speaker Greg Stumbo, who says, quote, no forward-thinking governor would have acted in this way, end quote. The governor also vetoed an item in the state budget that would make more children eligible for public preschool programs. Lawmakers cannot override any of the governor's vetoes because the legislative session is over. We'll have more reaction to those vetoes ahead on WKYT News at 5. That's a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Amber. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. The tone on the campaign trail today is very testy. With a potential make-or-break contest just 5 days away, Republican Ted Cruz is hitting hard at Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and former Speaker of the House John Boehner. Karen Kaifa has the latest from the campaign trail.
Ted Cruz is running short on time and may be running short on patience. Asked about a deal announced Sunday with John Kasich to yield in Oregon and New Mexico in exchange for a clear path in Indiana, Cruz said an alliance doesn't exist.
So John Kasich made the decision in his own political self-interest to withdraw from Indiana and to go compete elsewhere.
With his only remaining hope at the nomination, a contested convention, Cruz and new running mate Carly Fiorina spent Thursday campaigning in Indiana. The goal, keep Donald Trump's numbers in next Tuesday's primary there down to slow his march to 1,237 delegates. At his own Indiana rally, Trump said Cruz is running out of options.
He was saying, I'm the only one that can beat Donald Trump. I have proven it time and time again. You know, I'm saying, oh, please. And I'm killing him.
Meanwhile, former House Speaker John Boehner got the trail buzzing with an interview published by Stanford University where he called Cruz, quote, Lucifer in the flesh. Cruz said Boehner's remarks reflect what's wrong with Washington.
What Boehner is angry with me for is not anything I've ever said to him. I haven't said much of anything to him. What Boehner is angry with me for is standing with the American people.
Asked about the comments, current House Speaker Paul Ryan said he has a good relationship with both Cruz and Boehner, and his job will be to unify the GOP ahead of the general election, a task that, given the current tone, may seem extremely daunting. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Netflix is about to raise its prices for millions of customers, but it may soon have competition that doesn't charge as much. What it is next on WKYT News at 4. And Ford is recalling hundreds of thousands of vehicles. Which ones and why in WKYT Money Watch. The Department of Education has launched a new website to help people with student loans find the best way to pay off their debt. That tops today's WKYT Money Watch. The Obama administration is trying to enroll an additional 2 million people into repayment plans, such as the Pay-As-You-Earn program. It caps monthly student loan payments at 10% of a person's income. The new website is studentloans.gov/repay. Ford is recalling more than 200,000 vehicles to fix a transmission issue. The recall covers the 2011 and 2012 F-150s and the 2012 Expedition, Mustang, and Lincoln Navigator. Ford says automatic transmissions in the vehicles can suddenly downshift to first gear. There are no reports the problem has caused any injuries. With just 100 days until opening ceremonies, only 62% of tickets to the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro have been sold. That's according to the Games ticketing director. The host country, Brazil, has been plagued by problems, from a political corruption scandal to the Zika health crisis. There are concerns Rio may not be ready to host and may not fill all the stadiums. The opening ceremonies are August 5th. It's going to get more expensive to enjoy your favorite shows on Netflix. Next month, prices will go up for many subscribers. But there may be a new streaming service that competes with Netflix, and it's cheaper as well. Mary Maloney takes a look.
Netflix is rewarding its longtime customers. Kind of. Starting in May, some people will see a $10 a month charge for Netflix's most popular plan. Depending on how long you've been a customer, you'll see an increase of $1 to $2. Loyalty matters. The longer you've been with Netflix, the more you'll wait before your price options change. Netflix is calling it ungrandfathering. The company says you'll get an email before you owe more, and the new fee will happen sometime this year. Netflix also has a cheaper plan, but it comes with restrictions, such as only one person on the account at a time or streaming only in SD. If you don't like the change, there are competing services. According to the Wall Street Journal, Amazon will have a new streaming service for only $8.99. Not only is it $1 cheaper than Netflix's most popular plan, but the service will be standalone, meaning you don't have to sign up for Prime, Amazon's free shipping membership. No matter which plan you pick or how you stream, a little competition between companies could mean more savings for you. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Silent auction, live entertainment, all local food vendors. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about with more on the Bluegrass Jam Fest from LCA. That's when we return here on WKYT.
It has been a stormy week across central and eastern Kentucky, but as we inch closer to the weekend, I've got a little bit of good news. Hour-by-hour forecast shows exactly why it is just a little bit of good news. That's after the break. Stay with us.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Scattering of boomers out there today across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Yesterday, we had some strong and severe storms. Day before, strong and severe storms. Catching a bit of a break out there now, though. The action few and far between. Defender Radar Network picking up on some of those scattered boomers into especially the eastern parts of the area. Look at central and western sections of the region. West of 75, things are looking much, much better. And as a matter of fact, if you've got something planned this evening, maybe you got a high school baseball game, softball game, little league, what have you, chances are middle of the evening, this entire area will start to turn dry. And again, what's out there now isn't showing up very well. You get into Mount Vernon, into Rockcastle County toward the Mount Victory area, a couple of light showers. Lexington had a little thunderstorm move through earlier. That is right on top of Mount Sterling, Jeffersonville. For the good folks into the Camargo area dealing with some thunder and lightning, that is eastbound and down on 64. You get into the Moorhead area toward parts of Carter County. A little bit of shower and thunderstorm action. And again, these are very small, nothing to really get too excited about. Area of low pressure right on top of the Ohio Valley. But look at the breath of fresh air coming in behind this front. This is the great weather that you see across parts of Missouri and Arkansas. That's the great weather for Kentucky as we go into the day on Friday. How great are we talking about? You know what? Fridays, you always have a little extra pep in the step. How about temperatures tomorrow with sunshine hitting the mid and maybe some upper 70s, partly to mostly sunny afternoon skies. A little fog out there to begin the day. All right, I've set you up with the good news. Now the bad news. We go into our weekend. Big storm system that is out across parts of the Rocky Mountains. That will produce thunderstorms across central and eastern Kentucky as we go into our weekend. That storm, by the way, from Rupp Arena to the heart of that low pressure is a little over 1,200 miles. So it's going to make up a lot of real estate over the next few days. And by the time we hit Saturday, we're going to start to feel the impacts of that storm that is 1,200 miles away from downtown Lexington. Let's show you how we get there. For the evening ahead, those thunderstorms begin to push on out of town Friday morning. Starting out with temperatures low 50s tomorrow afternoon, low 70s, mix of sun and some high clouds showing up on that southwestern horizon. Those clouds will continue to stream in, but we're dry for your Friday evening plans. Can't make that promise, though, for Saturday. First round of some showers and storms will come in first half of the day. Then we have a little clearing. Cue the second round by the afternoon. How about your Sunday forecast? If you guessed some more scattered thunderstorms, hey, you got that one right. It is a weekend that is not a total waste. You're just going to have to dodge a couple of rounds of storms on Saturday, then again on Sunday. Long range call, Kentucky Derby week. We're going to turn it cooler as of now with a daily threat for at least a shower or a thunderstorm during that time. By the end of the week, we will see as we get closer to Oaks and Derby Day if we can squeeze out some better weather. Right now, it looks cooler than normal for most of the week. Let's get a check on traffic. Here's Officer Don.
Got a collision at Pimlico and Center Parkway. Police are clearing that right now, so not a big factor for us. Of course, Keeneland traffic this afternoon will have an impact on Versailles Road, so don't forget about that. For now, drive times are holding to Versailles about normal with slowdowns approaching the airport, and then to Nicholasville, still 12 to 14 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Officer Don. It's an evening of Kentucky food and fun at the Bluegrass Jam Fest.
Sounds like my kind of fun. Deanne Stevens out and about today telling us a little bit more from Lexington Christian Academy. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are here at Lexington Christian Academy where they are setting up, getting prepared for their big Jam Fest. It is happening here tomorrow. You can be a part of the fun. We have Faith Hacker with us. What is the Bluegrass Jam Fest?
Bluegrass Jam Fest is a total evening of family fun. We have vendors, local food vendors, local entertainers, and it's something for the whole family. You get food and entertainment in the main gym and a kids zone in the auxiliary gym, and all of the proceeds benefit our educational initiatives here at school.
So what I love about this is you said, Deanne, it's not just for our kids and their families, it's for the public, it's for anybody to come enjoy.
Absolutely. We have about 20 vendors. We have silent auction items that everybody will participate in, and we have things that really highlight Kentucky, local businesses, and local things that you can go and check out Kentucky, like our Explore Kentucky package.
Love that. Well, let's explore some of these silent auction items. Kenny always goes to the food and drinks first. Kenny, look at, this is the Tempur-Pedic Bear, isn't it?
Yes, it's the Tempur-Pedic Bear. We have a Mother's Day package here with spa services and shopping. We have a little experience at Bud's Gun Shop. We have some special fashion Philly drawings where you can buy some cool rings and you get your chance at some designer purses throughout the night. And our own local John Michael Montgomery and Eddie Montgomery signed a guitar for us. We got lots of really cool items.
Some goodies that people can get some great deals on, and giving back to a school here in our community. How do folks get tickets?
You can go online to lexingtonchristian.org and just click the Bluegrass Jam Fest button, $12 in advance or $15 at the door.
Bring the kids out. They said it's just like a big festival of fun happening here at Lexington Christian Academy. Coming up at 4:50, we're getting to your favorite, Kenny, the food and the drinks. We're talking more about some of the local vendors that are here for the Jam Fest. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Deanne. There may be a connection between head injuries and sleep problems. We'll explain next in Better Living. Tomorrow night's Mega Millions jackpot is $118 million, and Saturday night's Powerball jackpot is $314 million. It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. People who suffer a traumatic brain injury may have sleep problems a year and a half later. That's the finding of a new long-term study in the journal Neurology. Researchers also say people with the brain injuries don't seem to realize just how much their sleep is disrupted. Just 7 procedures make up 80% of all emergency surgery admissions, deaths, and patient costs. That's according to researchers from Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. The procedures include gallbladder removal, appendectomy, and partial colon removal surgery. There are more than 165,000 mobile apps for healthcare, targeting everything from addiction to schizophrenia. But mental health experts say most have not undergone rigorous scientific review to see if they actually work. The Journal of Clinical Psychiatry suggests doctors evaluate all aspects of an app before recommending it. Now let's head over to Chris. Some places are seeing rain, others sunshine right now.
Yeah, more areas getting in on the sunshine than the rain. The stuff that's out there today is very scattered in nature, and it's beginning to taper off now across the area. Look at those live sky cams. 80 degrees in Jackson and London. More sun Jackson than London right now. London, you got a little thunder shower not too far away. Frankfurt, 78. Lexington, we've had a little thunderstorm over the past hour. Our temperature at 76 degrees, but notice now, more in the way of sun showing up in Lexington. Defender radar network with that thunderstorm that is gaining a little steam from Montgomery County into Bath and Menifee counties. A little thunder and lightning between London and Somerset as well. We'll keep an eye on that one storm cluster that is eastbound on Interstate 64 as we speak. It'll zip in and out of the eastern parts of the Bluegrass State over the next hour and change. That's how quickly things are moving along.
And we had sunshine in downtown Lexington and rain here at the station.
It was storming hard here at the station. We looked at that downtown cam and sunny.
Just depends where you are right now.
Gotta love Kentucky weather.
That's right. Well, the news is just getting started on WKYT. Here are Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott with what's ahead at 4:30.